you're listening to Matt here with another episode of our Let's Play series, episode 2. Alright, so we got our character. I did a little tweaking of him, got him a little re-rolled and everything, just to make things a little easier. And we're gonna go through the Borg section over here, kind of tiptoe and sprint our way through all these Borg that don't really seem to be attacking. And we're gonna go over here and get rid of the help menu, because that is getting annoying. Still fighting our way off of the Khitomer, and finally we get to see a little more ground combat. Some of these nice red shirts here taking up the front line. Commander Davis, head down the ramp to the barricades, and yada 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 yada. Basically go down here, shoot some Borg, and look at the enormous pretty world core. Even more help menu text, which you don't really need, but hey. So we're gonna take out a couple Borg here, move along, shoot some more. Nothing like a good old weak ass hand phaser. I don't even think you really have to take down the X number. It's just, yeah, it's just a timer. Basically you gotta stand here and not die for 10 seconds. Yeah, not that difficult of a mission. But I guess that's a tutorial, so that's what they get. So that's done, and we gotta go over here and talk to Senior Commander. And what's he going to tell us? He's going to tell us blah blah blah, they're still pushing, get over to the transporter pad and pick out your little crew guy. Yeah, I think this is where you get your crew guy, yeah. So we're going to run over here to the transporter pad. It's not that hard. Aim for the big arrows pointing into each other. Take out right here. And there's another guy over there working his way through the tutorial as well. I turned on player names. And you basically talk to each one of these 3 class representatives. You got your science bridge officer, tactical bridge officer, and your engineering bridge officer. And they'll give you a little summary here. We're not going to read all those quest decks. We really don't need it. Basically, you pick one of the 3 to start with. So if you pick like a medical guy, is going to give you some heals or a tractor beam or something along those lines. Engineer is going to give you like a little buff or a shield heal, and tactical is more weaponry based. So we're going to talk to the transporter chief here. We get some skill points and a tactical officer. Alright. And there's the first tactical officer. We're not going to customize her yet. And there we go. Now we're going to boom over to our ship and let the ship combat commence. Ooh, excitement. Excitement draws near. Do we get to blow something up? Maybe? Maybe? Melt some faces? Maybe? No, it'll be some probes. But it at least gets us through the tutorial. Oh god, do we want to get out of the tutorial? Alright, so we basically have to roam around and beam up survivors from these different ships. Yes, no, we don't need to learn maneuvers. Maneuvers are fairly simple. WAS and D to pivot the ship. You've got your throttle for impulse there on the left, your shield distribution kind of in the middle. This is somewhat how I keep my HUD set up. I kind of traditionally move things around, but we're going to leave them mostly simple to the default as we can for our series. And we're just going to go over here and pick up all these different little survivors. And keep on clicking off these help menu text. Which I guess for new people out there playing, read the help menus if you've never played Stowe. They will give you some basic information, which is pretty good. But if you've made at least one character in Stowe, you don't need to read these things. It's basic information. Now that we got all those guys, now we gotta transport them over, and then we gotta go interact with this other ship that's currently in danger, the Renown. If I remember right, yeah, it's right over here beyond the asteroid. We're gonna go over there and try to help her out. It is a little laggy here. My computer's not the best, but there are a lot of people in the tutorial. And we're gonna warp out and go start destroying some Borg ships. Now, if I remember right, the first area here is going to be more cubes. Not cubes, I'm sorry, probes, yes. We have to kill 2 probes, and then we'll warp on to the next section. Okay. Yes, Captain Bubba da Bubba Ba. Weapons are back online. Our weapons were online the first time around. Now you're just teasing us with that. Okay, so now we got full control over our ship. We got 2 phaser beam banks. Alright, let's go ahead and set our weapon power to full there at the bottom. And then we just aim for a enemy. Now, the downside to Star Trek Online space combat, I wouldn't really call this a downside, it's more of a criteria, I should say. For space combat, you gotta be within 10 kilometers. Like these ships over here, I'm not within 10k of, so I can begin firing on. That kind of sucks, because then you gotta play sort of a duck-duck-goose game of getting into place, you know, and then firing. Otherwise, you're gonna sit there like, you know, a quarter impulse, however slow, just waiting to inch your way into 10k space. Yeah. So now we're just gonna roam around and find another little probe here. We already got 1, and there's another one off to the left there. A torpedo and a couple phaser blasts should do it. Any second now. Boom! There we go. And now we get to warp off to the next section. Boom! Yeah, you'll see a lot of the warp animations. Oh, so many times will you see that. So we're going to beam on over here. And this is going to take us to the next area of fighting Borg probes. These ones actually fire back. I don't really like this. You know, it's like a little too hand-holding. But, you know, trust me, the real fun of this will actually pick up once you're off the tutorial. And I know, it's like the most boring thing in the world. But hopefully once we get a little leveled up, we'll get to that. And we're going to change around our skill bar some. I never liked the 3-colored skills. I just like a row of skills, especially since I'm going to rebind all these at some point to different keys. And I'm just going to go ahead and start attacking these things. And 1 probe down, 1 probe to go. I'm on fire right now. Look at that plasma fire. It's just, man, taking down my shield so quickly. I may have to stop and regenerate. No. It's the tutorial. There's absolutely almost nothing deadly in the tutorial. So we gotta wait for combat to end, and then we get to beam down to Vega, which the first time you ever do this, if you like Stowe, or if you like Star Trek and you like sort of the ground combat-ish stuff, it'll be cool. Spend a few of our skill points. We'll definitely cover that later on. Okay, Commander Kelly wants us beam down. I pick my only bridge officer, and down we go to Vega. Now, this always reminded me of Voyager. Now, I never really liked Voyager. Voyager was not the best of theories. DS9 was always my personal favorite. But the cool thing about Voyager was there was always episodes of Voyager where something had taken over the ship, and you got Tuvok and Janeway and others like roaming the corridors, you know, all stealth ninja-like with phaser rifles, and it felt very much just like the Elite Force games that were later based on it were. So I have a soft spot for ground combat. Alright, Commander Kelly here. He's going to tell us to go over here and talk about this lady. And she's going to introduce us to, what do we get? What do we get? Do we get our first kits? Yes! We get our first kits. So, as a ground combat guy, we are going to get, what do we get? We gotta go through all these each little options. I hope not. Do we get something without having to go through all these each little options? There we go. Okay, close that. And do we have to go time for this guy? No, there we go. We can just choose equipment. And we're gonna go pick up our snazzy new phaser rifle. Alright, sniper rifle. And tactical kit. Now your kit is sort of like a secondary armor. It's not anything that's going to give you any passive buffs to things, but it's there to provide active abilities. Like this one is a tactical kit photon grenade. So I get to play and throw grenades. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. So we got that equipped. We're gonna go ahead and expand our ground skill tree again. Move our grenade over to a more easier key. And that should be it for the kits. Now, do we have the phaser equipped already? Yes, we do. Time to roam out and kill something. Here's some Borg drones. We gotta defeat 4 of these groups and rescue 4 colonists. So we're just gonna go ahead and start throwing grenades and start killing these guys. And they're lightweights. Couple hits, tap tap, they're dead. And that damn help menu is still in the way. And I turned into William Shatner there. By God, the help window is still here as I slaughter the Borg. Doc does these voices better, you know. So, we're gonna go ahead and go on and finish this up real quick. 2 of 4 done. Just gonna roam around here and try to find some more Borg to shoot. Should be easy with a sniper rifle, long distance. Ah, there's a group. Let's just go ahead and sit down, put a grenade, turn on auto fire, and boom. 1 down and 1 to go. Now, I haven't seen any other players so far, so I don't know if anyone's attacked the Borg settlement coming up ahead that we have to get to, that you'll see here in a minute, if we've been there or not. Or at least if any other player here has been there. Used to be a little Borg station to go destroy. Alright, these guys are just in my way, so I'm just going to go ahead and frag my way through them. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Pew, pew, pew. And dead. Alright, so we're going to go over here and start going up into the woods. Now, over in the woods, to grandmother's house we go. Yeah, grandmother's house is scary Borg technology to be assimilated. I don't think the nursery rhyme went like that, personally, but hey. And yeah, someone's been here because there's absolutely no Borg here to fight. They're all, like, gone. Used to be a couple turrets you had to take down and take down a force field, and that was it. No, I just go over here, turn off the array, and if I'm right, that completes the mission. Wow, that made that extremely simple. So now we beam back up to our ship, me and my 1 bridge officer. And we should be fighting spheres and cubes next. Yeah, we got an incoming transmission. Here's the Admiral guy again. And we gotta warp out to Federation space. You would think with so many of these cubes and stuff roaming around, we would have more people defending the Sol system. Because Vega's really not that far from Sol, rather than just raw ensigns and cadets. But, you know, plot holes. Right? Plot holes. Alright, so now we gotta find the little beacon thingy and defeat some spheres and cubes, if I remember right. And there's a couple people here, if you can see it in the lower right. There's a cube down there, like 47 kilometers away, engaged in combat. Let's see, if you look on the mini-map, I've gotta go to one of these, so might as well head over to this cube down here. And we're gonna go over here at full speed. Full impulse. Yes, we know how to get to full impulse.
Oh no.
And there we go. There's a cube down. Well, that one didn't count for me. Dang, I didn't get there quick enough. This is what happens when you're stuck in a tier 1 ship. It doesn't get there quick enough. Okay, so we gotta go up to another cube combo. It's about 30k away. Get my tiny little tier 1 Miranda to get there. You can do it. You can do it. There's already a guy and some NPCs beating the hell out of it. You can get there. Fire, 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 fire. And we're just gonna launch everything we got at it, which is not a whole lot of abilities. We got 2 Fezzer Bing Banks and a torpedo, so we might as well angle ourselves correctly. And just get on as much phaser damage as we can. It's really not going to put up much of a fight. It's just your generic damaged cube. Same exact level as we are, and I mean, come on, it's not even putting a dent in the new one shields. I don't think they're going to be assimilating much, and that counts for the entire mission. Wow. Alright, so now we gotta wait for red alert to go off. And let's see, then we get to, oh, we get to go back to our space dock.
Congratulations,
And
Lieutenant.
ding! Level up. We are now Lieutenant 1. Alright, start spinning our skill points. Attack patterns. I figured that's good enough skills to start with. Don't have enough points for ground yet. Nope. Not enough points for ground. Alright, so is there anything left I can put in space? Yeah, I have 611 available, but nothing I can open up for space yet with that, so let's close out that, let's close out that, and yeah, let's get over to ESD and see what's happening on over yonder. And that will be the end of the tutorial, and into the actual game, into the Sol system, where hopefully we will be greeted with fanfare and all kinds of jolly good stuff for completing, yet again, the ongoing invasion of the Borg Vega colony that's been there for a while. Alright, Mr. Docking Station guy, we know you're here, and there's all kinds of other guys. This is outside of the tutorial, so these are all players just hummering around right outside of our space dock. So, do we want to beam down the Starfleet Academy, or do we want to dock at the station? If we dock at the station, we gotta go through the little ceremony with Admiral Quinn, but if we go to the Academy, we could start doing some of the lore missions. Choices.
Excellent work. Obviously, the exceptional advice and
EMH.
guidance I gave you during this ordeal was key to your success. When you reflect on this incident, I'm sure you'll look upon me as a mentor, or possibly even a father figure.
Okay.
I will return to my duties now. Remember all that you've learned, and you will be ready for great things. Good luck, Ensign.
Alrighty then. So now back on over to Earth Space Dock, and let us go there to dock and see what's coming up.
I need more Ractogena, I'll be right back.
And loading, loading, loading. I gotta get those vent sounds fixed in the background. Loading, 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 and ooh, this is new. This is certainly new. There's a whole new... Okay, it didn't need to be this obvious. A whole little path directing you directly toward Admiral Quinn's office. Yeah, I think we know where to find Admiral Quinn. So, now that we completed the tutorial, looks like we're ready to get started on our own adventures out into the galaxy. So, I think we may cut it here for this clip, and come back next time as we talk to Admiral Quinn and set out on our next series of adventures. So, stay tuned for the next episode of RSA Stowe Let's Play at RedshirtArmy.com.